Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the She Is Unleashed podcast, where faith driven, high performing women rise to their next season of leadership, legacy, and alignment. I am your host, Dr. Mirriam Knight, and today we are talking about money, money, money. Yes, we are talking about money. Specifically, we are talking about the financial mindset of a kingdom leader, because hear me clearly, you can be anointed and wealthy. This is the heart and the desire of God for his daughters, that we be strategic and surrendered. We be a woman of faith and a wise financial steward. It is something that the Lord has been working really strongly with me in this season. And so in this episode, we're pulling back the curtain on the beliefs, the principles, and the habits that shape a wealthy mindset, not just for personal gain, but for generational, missional, and kingdom expansion. So let's go ahead and dive into the first component of this. Why is mindset the root of your financial results? The biggest wealth barrier in most individuals, especially faith driven, high performing women, isn't your income, it's your mindset. Because for most of us, we are high achievers. So we are bringing in the money, we're bringing in the bacon, we're bringing in all the good stuff. We have these high performing jobs. We are CEOs, we are ambassadors, we are presidents, we are all these big titles that come with the money component, the income component. We're doing all the things. We run multiple businesses. We have financial investments. We do all these things. But even while you're doing all the things, you can still have some mindset barriers. And your relationship with money will either multiply or muzzle your next level. Because maybe in this next season, God is calling you to do more than just bring in the wealth for yourself and live from one paycheck to the next, live literally in a place of survival. God is calling us to a place of overflow, to a place of thriving versus survival, because you can have 10 different jobs and still be in a place of depletion, even though you're bringing over 6, 7 figures in, but it doesn't show in how you are actually living your life. So inside the Heal Leadership model that we have as Destiny Connections LLC, we address deeply in the phase 2 of our model, expansion, how to deal with these financial mindsets that can be barriers to our expansion, because expansion cannot come where there is fear, where there is shame, or where there's scarcity in our financial foundations. In Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, it says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Say, as a woman thinks in her heart, so is she. Your outer finances will always reflect your inner framework. So we've got to ask ourselves, what was I taught about money growing up? Was I taught that money is a scarce resource and that I have to save, pinch, I have to use it while I can? What are the mindsets and the money talks that you had growing up? Do you associate wealth with worthiness? The more money you have, the more worthy you are. The more money you have, the more deserving you are. What do you associate wealth with? Number 3, or let me backtrack real quick. Sometimes even wealth, we can associate wealth with snobbiness, that people that are wealthy are mean and horrible and they're crooks. Again, frameworks and mindsets, narratives that we have been talking about or being talked about to from the moment we were children. Do you secretly believe that making more money is unholy? And we've often heard these, especially in faith circles, in Christian circles, in church circles, where we feel like people that have money are bad people. They're the crooks. They're the ones that are doing underhanded things, and that having a lot of money will lead to pride and sloth and greed and all these things. We have to actually track what the roots are of our core beliefs around money. If you feel guilty about wealth, you will subconsciously repel it. Can I say that again? If you feel guilty about wealth, you will subconsciously repel it. If you're afraid of money, you will mishandle it. And if you idolize money, you will be enslaved by it. Let's do that again. If you feel guilty about money, you will subconsciously repel it. If you're afraid of money, you will mishandle it. And if you idolize money, you will be enslaved by it. You will make decisions based on the emotion that you attach to your money, the thoughts that you attach to your money. So mindset first, and then we talk about multiplication. So let's talk about what is the difference between a kingdom and a worldly mindset when it comes to finances. Let's clarify, what is the difference between kingdom wealth and worldly wealth? So in a worldly wealth mindset, we talk about accumulation. We want to get more, 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 more. We don't really have an end and goal except what we're accumulating for ourselves. Versus in a kingdom mindset, we understand that money has been given to us by God. The money belongs to God, but He has given it to us for us to be good stewards of what He has assigned to us. In a worldly mindset, it's about greed. We want more for ourselves, and the more we can get simply because we want more. Gluttony, we want more, is different from a kingdom mindset that is generosity driven. We desire more so we can give more. We desire more so that we can be a blessing. We desire more because we want to solve problems in the world, and we recognize that money is a tool that allows us to do that. The worldly mindset is competition. It's you versus me. There's not enough resources in this world. I'm going to step on whoever I need to step on to get to where I want to go, to get what I want to do. It doesn't matter what it costs me. I will get what I want to get. A kingdom mindset is a collaboration mindset where we understand that it's really not competition, but it's how can we work together towards a set goal, towards a common destination. You winning is me winning. Together we are better, and our resources together can accomplish so much more. A worldly mindset is focused on status. It's about where money can get us, the status, the influence, the power that money can give us. Whereas kingdom mindset is what impact can I make with the resources and the finances and the funding that God gives me. I can reach more people. I can bless more people. I can solve more problems. I can love more people because of what money allows me to do. A worldly mindset is scarcity driven. Again, limited resources in the world, so grab whatever you can, versus a kingdom mindset that understands that God is the source of all things and there is an abundance in God. God is not limited by what we see and what we experience in the natural. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, it says, "It is God who gives you the power to get wealth, that He may establish His covenant." We get wealth that God may establish His covenant in and through us. God gives us wealth not just to meet our needs, but to establish His purposes in this world, to establish His kingdom in this world. That is why He gives us wealth and resources. In a kingdom mindset, wealth is not the goal. Getting money, accumulating money is not the goal, but obedience is the goal. Money so that I can do what God is telling me to do. He's assigning it to me. He's giving it to me. He's allocating it to me. He's loaning it to me so that I can execute His agenda and His mission in this world. Obedience is the goal, and wealth becomes the tool. This means that we stop apologizing for charging, y'all, and whatever it is, we stop apologizing for charging, and we stop shrinking our pricing to match other people's comfort zones. Can I say that again? We stop apologizing for charging, and we stop shrinking our pricing to match other people's comfort zones. We stop undervaluing the call of God in our life. One of the biggest things that I've had a challenge with as a faith-driven, faith-based therapist and a faith-based coach and a faith-based entrepreneur is the fact that I find amongst Christians that there's an expectation for free. There's an expectation for cheap. There's an expectation of exploitation and being used. This is not the heart of God. God says that a worker is worth their wages. Even animals deserve to eat, right? And so here's the thing. We have to shift our mindset in believing that we need to apologize for charging what we charge. Now, that doesn't mean that we become exploitative and that, again, our goal, again, is accumulating wealth. But we do have to charge our value in the things that God has called us to and stick with that. Now, let's talk about some principles of financial stewardship for faith-driven leaders. In our coaching intensives and our VIP days, we work with women to help you get crystal clear, not just on how to make money, but on how to manage the money that God gives you and to multiply it. So I want to talk about 5 financial mindset shifts that every kingdom leader or faith-driven woman in leadership needs to make. Number 1, we need to shift from earning to stewarding. Understanding that when your paycheck comes, it's not yours. God has given it to you that you would be able to be a steward of the resources. Yes, it is your due for the work that you have put in. It is also a tool in your hands that God has given you so that you can steward it and utilize what He gives you in a good way. Everything you receive is seed. Your paycheck is a seed. Let's shift that mindset real quick. Your paycheck is your seed. That check that you get from a client, that paid notification from your client is a seed. Don't eat all your seed. Don't eat all your seed. Allocate, assign, and align your income with the assignment that God has placed on your life. Ask the Lord, Lord, how would you have me use this seed? Number two, shift your mindset from fear to flow. So, number one, shift from earning to stewarding. Because if we think from a place of earning versus stewarding, we're always attaching our work to what we get, the value of who we are to what we get, that we have earned our worth. No, we have been given stewardship over these resources. Second, shift from fear to flow. Trust that God is not limited to your job, to your client count, or your salary. God is your source. And sometimes the channel through which He will cause money to flow through you may shift, but the source never dries. So even if a certain channel dries up, God never dries up. He always has a way to get what you need to you. And number three, shift your mindset from a poverty mindset to a prosperity with purpose, an abundance with purpose. Listen, when we have wealth and we accumulate wealth without a mission, that is very dangerous. Mission without wealth is limited. So you can want to save the whole world and do all these wonderful things, but if you don't have wealth and resources to do the thing, you won't be able to do it. You'll be very restricted and limited in what you are able to do. You need both wealth and mission to be able to do great things for the kingdom of God. Number four, shift your mindset from lack to legacy. Ask yourself the question, am I building something that will outlive me? Am I financially preparing for legacy or just survival? Y'all, we have to shift out of a place where we are just thinking about how I'm going to get to next week and next tomorrow, and to think about how am I sowing towards the future generations, a legacy that will outlive me. And number five, shifting from confusion to clarity. Get in your numbers, know your business, know your budget, and know your financial vision. Have a financial vision. Be very clear on what your financial vision is. Listen, let me recap that real quick. We are shifting from earning to stewarding, fear to flow, poverty to prosperity with purpose or abundance with purpose, from lack to legacy, and from confusion to clarity. So let's talk about why financial healing is a leadership issue. Many women carry unhealed financial trauma. You either grew up with just enough or never enough, or you watched money cause conflict and control in relationships, or number three, you associate wealth with abandonment, betrayal, or pride. We need to find again what are the root issues that are causing us to sabotage our abundance because we haven't really healed our financial story. In 3 John chapter 1 verse 2 it says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers." God desires that our financial soul as well will prosper. As our soul prospers, our finances need to prosper. Our minds, our hearts, our spirits, every part of us needs to prosper. When you join the She's Unleashed Collective, we go deeper into this. We talk about rewriting our money narratives, healing financial shame, and learning how to receive, manage, and multiply wealth in God's way. This is so critical to us leveraging this season to propel us into the next season of leadership that God is calling us to. Now, let's talk about finances in our faith assignment. Let's be very clear. Your vision will always cost more than your comfort zone. If it doesn't, it's not a God-sized vision. God-sized assignments will always require faith-filled stewardship. There is absolutely no way you can figure out a full financial strategy on how you're going to do the things that God is calling you to do. God will always ask you to partner with Him in something that requires faith and that requires a God-sized miracle. But here's the thing, over what he has given you, we have a responsibility to demonstrate good stewardship. Are you budgeting for the future God showed you or the present you're afraid of? This is a key question to ask yourself. Are you budgeting for the future God showed you or the present that you're afraid of? We've got to have two budgets. We've got to have the budget that we are focused on our present, right? How do we manage the current resources? But we've also got to have a budget that plans for the future that God has showed us that we know is going to require some God-sized resources. If you're like me, you know that the thing that God has placed on your heart is going to require more than what you are able to generate in and of yourself or in and even within your networks. It's just not possible. It's going to take God to be able to do the things that you are needing and being assigned to do in this next chapter. So, sis, if you've been called to coach, consult, lead, build, or invest, your wealth must be in alignment with your assignment. Can I say that one more time? If you've been called to coach, consult, lead, build, or invest, your wealth must be in alignment with your assignment. We have to stop compartmentalizing all these different aspects of our lives and begin to live integrated lives where we recognize that even in our pursuit of wealth, is this pursuit in alignment with my kingdom assignment? Kingdom leaders don't just build businesses, we build ecosystems, sustainable, generational, wealth creating ecosystems that are rooted in purpose, that live beyond us, and that will impact generations to come. Listen, that's why we teach our leaders to tithe, to sow, to invest, and to plan, not from a place of guilt or hype, but from a place of kingdom vision. Sis, if this is something that stirred something in you, if you know that you're called to walk in financial overflow and kingdom obedience, I want to encourage you to go deeper in these two ways. Look in the show notes and you will see a download for the Kingdom Wealth Reset Workbook. I pray that it will be a blessing to you, that it will help you, guide you through some shifts in mindset, scripture, and strategy to renew your financial beliefs and align yourself with abundance. Secondly, I want to encourage you to apply for a Birthing the Vision VIP day or a 3-month accelerator or a 6-month accelerator. This is for the woman that is ready to build a high impact business, ministry, or brand and get clear on pricing, packaging, and financial flow without guilt. The link again will be available in the show notes. Click those links to access these resources and finally stop shrinking from the wealth that God has entrusted you to steward. Let me leave you with this is money is not your master, it is your tool. It is your seed. It is your assignment's fuel. God is raising up wealthy women in this season who will not bow down to mammon. We won't serve money, but money will be a tool that serves us that we will use to move mountains for God's kingdom. Listen, this is She's Unleashed, sis. Go ahead and subscribe, rate, share this with another kingdom builder. And remember that you are anointed to overflow. God bless you, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.